Hi everyone, thanks for watching my review of the Oukitel U18, Oukitel, I've no idea. It cost me £120 for this phone, which looking at the specs looks amazing, it looks a right bargain. It took about 20 days to come through in the end, which wasn't too bad, and as you can see down there in the bottom, is the nice U18 logo from Oukitel. We'll call it Oukitel. So nice white box, pretty standard. Now I will let you know I have been using this phone, so this isn't an unboxing. This is a true and honest review. But I've put the stickers on there to give you an idea of what it was like when I received it. So first things first, it's a nice chunky phone. It's heavy, but it's not too heavy. So it's heavy to feel quality, but it's not heavy to feel like a 1980s Motorola. So let me peel this off. So this is what came with it. This is all the selling points. So I'll go through some of them here. So the 5.85 HD IPS screen, which actually is really good. 4G connectivity, again, had no problems with dropping signal. I had that on one. I bought a BLU Vivo, and it was terrible. It kept dropping signal. 4 gig of RAM, 64 gig of ROM, 16 megapixel rear camera, and it's got that second dual camera as well. It's got a 4000 milliamp battery. There is space for a dual SIM or a SIM and a micro USB. Sorry, not micro USB, micro SD card. It's running Android 7.0. which when you when I show you it, you'll realize that it's a custom version, and it's got some really nice little features there, and it's quad core as well. But you know what, it doesn't really matter what cores are in it, it's how they work. So I'll just open up the box again. So standard things: USB-C to headphone. There's no headphone jack in the phone. That's fine, so I use Bluetooth headphones anyway. Remind me to tell you about the Bluetooth headphones. And standard USB-C cable. SIM card slot remover. Warranty card for whatever that's worth. And a little instruction manual telling you how to record colourful moments and enjoy the colourful photos. So thanks for that, appreciate it. And last but no means least, a plug that's completely irrelevant to me, but it's cool. I had a Samsung Note, I really miss it, but I've got a fast charging plug and a USB as well for that. So that's what comes in the box, nice and simple. Let's get that out of the way. So this is it, this is the phone. First thing I'll tell you what to do is take off the terrible screen protector. It's like the most unresponsive thing in the world. I had this on and I was typing. I didn't know I had this on to start with because it was that thick. It felt like glass, but it really wouldn't allow me to type. So for £120 phone, I'm willing to take the risk to scratch it. So let's just wipe some of that horrible glue off. So it comes in a nice case. Another sticker here just to the back. Let you know where the power is and the volume, how to insert your SIM cards. Thank you very much. So it's really nice. It comes in a nice case. You know, a nice bumper case. It's got a custom setup in the back there, so I'm sure there's not too many cases that will fit that. And it's smart. It's really smart. You know, you look in there. It's a bit Google Pixel-esque, but I like it. It's nice finishing. There, USB-C at the bottom. Very tiny speaker. Could be a lot bigger. Power button, volume, and little indicator at the top. It's charging, battery low, front facing camera, and there you go. Nothing exciting. Again, you know, it's a rubber case. It's gonna stop it chipping, I suppose, if you drop it. I don't know what it's going to do in terms of helping to prevent damage. So let's turn it on and show you what it can do. So you'll see straight away the screen is really rich in colour, really rich. Now I've got Smart Unlock on as I'm at home, and look how quickly that unlocked. Now if you let me turn my exposure down, hopefully you can see a bit more of the screen. There we go. So straight away you'll notice at the bottom you've got Samsung Note-esque virtual buttons, which you can configure. You can auto hide as well, and you can bring them up, which is fantastic. That was one of the best features for me on the Samsung Note. You don't realize how much you use them until you've lost them. Now I know what you're thinking. There's a notch at the top, and you'd be right. And when I first saw it on the iPhone, I thought, this is a bit of a gimmick, this. Who's ever going to use it? But actually, it's really useful. What it gives you is it gives you a full screen that you can use without worrying about having to tap it when you bring down your notification center. But also you've got the time up there, you've got your details, your 4G, you know, it's telling you what your battery life's like, well away from the operating screen. So it really maximizes that screen space, and I can see why iPhone went for it. Now with the time up there as well, I don't need to have any time in here or calendar function, so I've really pushed the boat out in terms of getting as many icons on there as I really want, and I'll be going through and adding more. The rest of my apps are in here, and again it's really quick and responsive to get through those. So let's have a look at the pictures. Camera is really important for me, and you've got to be able to take a good picture. So I was out earlier on having some food. Let me turn this around for you. Zoom in a little bit. Now hopefully you can see that. It's a nice, bright, detailed picture of my lunch, and by the way, it was amazing. And with the camera, some nice mono shots there as well. Let me see if I can get in. Let's turn this exposure down for you. There we go. So I had a nice play around with the mono, and also with the exposure when I was taking the pictures. So some really good detail in there. some really bright colours, as well as really giving me a deep and rich picture. But it's not all great. The phone is quite slow to take pictures. When I say slow, it's slow compared to what I was used to. The £1,000 Note 8 is considerably quicker than the £120 blue Vivo XL. But it's not great, especially when you've got a daughter that runs around quicker than you'd like to capture. But when you do, and she's still, the pictures are amazing. So I had a test earlier on, sat in my car. So this is my steering wheel on the main rear camera. So let me zoom in. Let me try and zoom in again. Is it because it's portrait? Oh, there we go. So as you zoom in there, I'm not sure how much I can show you, but look at that for detail. Now obviously the car wasn't moving, so I had the time to get the right picture, but that is a quality picture. Now with the second zoomed in telephoto lens on the back, you can see the dust on my steering wheel, the horn icon. Look at that. So I am well impressed with that camera. There's also a front facing camera, and playing around earlier on, there's a few cool settings in there. If you want to make yourself look handsome like me. It's got a really good mono feature as well. So I was impressed by the camera. If you're looking for something super fast, this probably isn't the one, or maybe I've not got it configured right. But if you're looking for something that's steady, that gives you really good detail when you're able to take the pictures in, it's phenomenal. And I'll just show you the front camera as well. So this is my half painted ceiling. I had a kitchen fire, and with this obviously you can zoom in. You can also do the 2x zoom on the front. It's got my understanding is it's got 2 cameras on the front, which helps you with the face unlock, which we'll come to. But it's not bad. There's no flash on the front, so if you're going to take selfies at night, I think you'll probably be looking for a different phone there altogether. So coming back to the performance, it's relatively fast for the price. I'm not paying £1,000 for this. This was £120. It's 20 days wait, and yes, I didn't get any charger, and the instruction manual came more like a wellness manual for my life. But what I've got here is I've got a very attractive phone that's fast, it's got a good screen, it's got very, very bright colours, and it's £120. If you're buying this phone expecting an iPhone X, the only thing that you're going to resemble is the top there. In terms of what it is a great Android phone, no doubt. There are bits and pieces that I don't like about this phone. Bluetooth. On the Note 8, I could have a number of Bluetooth devices connected at once. Maybe it was on my Garmin watch, or it was my car Wi-Fi, or it was my Bluetooth headphones, and I could quite easily switch between them. On this phone, it is a nightmare. You almost have to unpair to pair the additional headphones or my car in. If you're just using one device, which, you know, I've been paired with my car for the last few days, works seamlessly. Get in the car, automatically connects, no problems there whatsoever. So what else do you want to know on here? So I've got Netflix. Actually, I'll show you YouTube. Let's have a look at some 4K content and see what that comes out like. Who doesn't love a bit of Transformers? So this, I've seen this on my Samsung at the highest resolution it would go, and it was absolutely mind-blowing. So the highest one it will do on here, 720, 60 frames per second. And my Wi-Fi is just buffering. I don't know whether you can see on the screen, but it really uses all of the screen. It's probably not the best video because they've got a frame around this. But the actual whole estate is used. So look all across the bottom. You've got the related, you've got the top. Do you know what? That doesn't look bad for 720. I'm really impressed with that. I'm less impressed with my Wi-Fi. Let's try this one as well. So you look at the amount of screen used. It's just great. Now let's talk about the screen. It's a weird shape. It's got the notch in the top. So how does it use it? So if I just pull down into the settings, you've got the ability here somewhere to use this screen. There we go, full screen mode. So you have the ability to turn apps on and off. Let's go and have a look at my Instagram. So Instagram off. So based on my phone, on the width of my phone, that is how the Instagram app actually looks on my other phone. You know, it's the same amount of screen real estate there. Nothing more, nothing less. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put it on full screen mode, and we'll go back and have a look at this. So as you can see there, we've got more screen down there. We've obviously got those virtual buttons. Let's hide those, just put them away. We've got my information at the top, so really push that up. And what it's given us is it's given us the ability to see more in the same screen. I think that's amazing. But what are the limitations of this? I'll show you. So let's go and oh look, Dad Network. Al looks like he's having a good time there. So this is Instagram stories, and we could do a let me upload a picture. So it will only let me upload my previous picture, which is of my daughter. We were playing in the dark. I was testing the camera. Not great in the dark. Oh, I just clicked close and it opened up text. I'm trying to click done and it's not working. So close again. It's not working. I have to go back. So the screen might be bigger, but on those apps that really rely on the top of the apps, there might be some buttons, etc. For some reason in Instagram stories it's not working. I can get to my messages. Look, I'm clicking up there I can get to my messages, but for some reason Instagram stories doesn't allow me to do it. I've not found any other apps so far, but I'm sure if it's a problem with them, it could be a recurring problem elsewhere. Let me show you one last thing. If somebody can explain what these are, this would be amazing. So the smart Somato sensory. So it's got a lot of additional gesture based features. So you can do a number of different things by waving your hands at your phone and doing a number of gestures as well. Oh, before I forget, face unlock. So fingerprint sensor from the back, really well placed actually. And if you don't use it to lock your phone, like me at the moment, you can press it to go back in the browser, which is actually a really cool feature. But looking at security, face lock. So we all have a pin, use your pin to go in. So let me just hide that. And as you can see there, you can save one face into the system, which allows you to unlock the screen. Verdict on face unlock. When it works, it's amazing. And I think the only reasons it doesn't work is because you can have one face in there. So you might take it in bright light, and if the light's a bit duller, it won't work first time, and you have to like get your phone and you move your phone at different angles. You know, on the Note 8, like when you the iris scan, you'd see your eyes at the top to line them up. It'd be good to have almost a picture of your face, which you could then line up. But you know, when it does work, it's absolutely phenomenal. The fingerprint works really well, but I've left the face unlock on because when it does work, it's great. It really is great. Mentioned fingerprint scanner. You know, that is that's really good. So if you're in a browser, you can just tap it and it will go back. So talk about Pornhub there from Engadget, and just tap and it's taken me back. Really cool function, really cool feature, and it works well. Location center works well, which I know in the past it hasn't always worked. It's a bit laggy there. In terms of performance, let's just have a quick look at the settings. Says my device, 105 apps installed, 64 gig of memory. Battery life's okay. I always charge most of my devices throughout the day. I'm quite lucky, but when I have a battery pack as well. Charge is okay. It's not super quick, even with my fast charger from a Note 8 and a Note 8 cable, but it's, you know, it's nothing to complain about. 4 gig of memory. So if we look there in terms of average use, 61%, you know, I'm barely scratching the surface on that. In terms of games, I've got just a couple of games. This is probably one of my favorite, called Cats, which, if anyone knows about a house fire recently, our cats caused a fire, so quite surprising. I've seen cats attack each other. It runs quick. it runs pretty smooth. I got promoted. You know, that's really nothing to moan about. So, all in all, this is a phenomenal phone. It's £120. You know, you look at the marketplace right now for phones. Oh, battery 15%. You look at the marketplace for phones right now. What are you going to get for £120? I think if you're looking to buy a phone and you want a gimmick with the notch, this is by far the best clone that I've seen out there in terms of looks and actually using it. It's not an iPhone X clone, it's an Android phone on its own, with its own merits, its own great features. I can only see it getting better with publicity and updates and upgrades, but you know, right now for me, it's got a good camera, it's quick, it allows me to do everything I need, and it's got a good screen. Like I say, my only issues are the Bluetooth, not being able to connect with multiple devices, and also the odd bug with Instagram stories at the top. So thank you very much, Oukitel or Oukitel. The U18 is definitely worth it. It's not an iPhone X clone, it very much is its own phone. Hope you enjoyed my review, slightly longer than I was hoping for, but I really wanted to go into some detail for you. Thank you.